Right, if you're considering moving to Lafayette, California in 2021, you need to watch this video. We're going to talk about pros and cons. Hi, I'm Katie. This is my channel. If this is the first time to this channel, I have videos like this coming out every week. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below. I've lived in the East Bay for the past decade, and today I am here with Ruth, who has been a resident of Lafayette, California since 1997, and she is going to help me share some pros and cons of living in Lafayette with you. So pro number one, the highly rated schools from elementary all the way to high school, and we're even going to touch on one of the community colleges here, which is a feeder school into the UC system. So first off, the elementary schools. There are 4 elementary schools in Lafayette. Burton Valley, which is the most highly rated on gradeschools.org. It's a 10 out of 10
Really?
across the board, yeah. And then Happy Valley, then there's Spring Hill, and there's Lafayette Elementary. All of these elementary schools have very high ratings on gradeschools.org, especially relative to other districts across the tunnel in the East Bay, like Oakland, Hayward, San Leandro. And then the middle school, there's only one middle school.
Stanley Middle School.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's MH Stanley Middle School.
Yeah.
And there are a few private schools. One of those is Bentley School.
Yes.
And the high school is also highly rated. It's Alcalanes High School. If you are in Burton Valley, however, you might be zoned for one of the high schools in Moraga, just because of the way that Lafayette is geographically. It's more convenient for students who live in those areas to attend the Moraga school. It's also highly rated. So your 2 children,
Yes.
right? They both went to Spring Hill Elementary.
No. My son went right into Acalanes High School because
okay.
he was 14 when we moved here. And my daughter started 2nd grade at Spring Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was Spring Hill
It
Elementary?
was great. It was convenient, and the classes, size were really small, relatively small.
Nice.
And the PTA was really active.
Okay.
They funded many, many programs in addition to what's, funded by the government.
Right. And then you are working for DIABLO Valley College.
Exactly. One of the community colleges in the area, but that services the Contra Costa County.
So nice. And
Yeah.
you said it was a big feeder school into
Yeah,
the UC Berkeley and
yeah.
UC Davis system.
They have, if you want to go to Berkeley, that's a good way to save money to go to school at DIABLO Valley College for the first 2 years.
A pro is that a lot of time, well, in general for Lafayette, you get more square footage and lot acreage or lot square footage per square foot or per dollar than you would in other parts of the East Bay across the tunnel. So in comparison to Berkeley, Albany, you're paying a lower price per square foot. Well, so you can subdivide a lot that's larger than an acre.
Yeah.
Assuming that extra acreage is enough for a new building.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
But it's not like a dense apartment building. It's
There's
just another home that's on a 2-acre lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. So another pro when purchasing a home is that there's no city transfer tax. So you're not spending, like you would in Berkeley or Oakland, $15 for every $1,000 just to pay a city transfer tax, which is normally integrated in your closing costs. So you do save some money in the home purchasing process. Another pro is that you're surrounded by a lot of wildlife and greenery, walking trails, beautiful hills. Nearby, there's BRIONES Regional Park. Right?
Wow.
Are there other walking trails or?
No, that's the one that I don't have to drive my car, but the most popular in Lafayette is the reservoir.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, people drive there, and there's several trails there, which I love as well. But since I live near BRIONES, it's my backyard.
Another pro is there is a BART station in Lafayette, and they have a large parking lot,
Yeah.
which is an advantage, right?
Yeah.
And it's probably a little bit more economical parking passes. They always have wait lists, so if you are thinking of moving to Lafayette, get on the wait list ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then what else were you going to say about the BART?
On how close we are to the city. I love the city, and
Oh, that's right. You said you were a city
yeah,
girl,
I'm a
right?
city girl.
Married a farm boy.
And that's another thing that's great that we both love, my husband and I, is he's a farm boy and he gets to play in the yard here. He's got a huge garden and, you know, just spaciousness is nice.
All right, another pro of living in Lafayette is the low crime rate relative to other East Bay cities, the state of California, and the national crime rate.
Yes, we've been lucky. No incidents here in Release Valley. It's coveted. The neighbor, this is a private road, so we have a camera at the end of Release Valley Road, at Echo Springs Road, and I have not heard of any incidents except maybe mail, you know, stolen mail. So now everybody's got a locked mailbox, you know. Yeah.
And the police are pretty responsive, and because the community's small, they recognize everyone, and or at least is there a good relationship with the police force here?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Except they wait at the stop sign.
Yeah, so they definitely take it here. Yeah, we'll talk about parking.
Especially at the end of the month.
Oh no, they're like quoted on me. Okay, another pro of being in Lafayette, the fog does not reach you. Like when I'm driving back from Lafayette through the tunnel, you can see the fog coming over that hill that the tunnel is in. What is that hill called? Do you know?
Fish Ranch?
Is it the Fish Ranch? Yeah, there's a Fish Ranch Road exit.
Yeah, right.
Goes into Grizzly Peak.
Yeah, but because of that also, right, let's talk about cons. There is a temperature difference. I guess it could be a con depending on what kind of weather you're looking for. If you live in the Bay Area, you're moving to the Bay Area from another part of the United States, maybe you want a more mild, you want Bay weather. So you want milder temperatures, cooler temperatures, and fewer temperature fluctuations. If you move into Lafayette, as we did today, driving from Berkeley, Oakland, there was probably a 20-degree temperature difference. It is much warmer here.
Always a 10-degree difference. In the winter, it's colder here, and it's warmer in San Francisco. And then in the summer, it's 10 degrees at least warmer here than in the city.
Well, so how do people make up for that? They have larger lots, they have pools, you actually have air conditioning here, and probably more home energy upgrades.
Yeah.
You don't have air conditioning in Oakland, Berkeley, San Francisco, unless your home has been upgraded in recent years. All right, con the traffic on the 24 through the tunnel. Going back in towards the Bay, towards San Francisco, Oakland, depending on where you work. If you work on the other side of the tunnel, you will have to face that rush hour traffic, which can be terrible. There's only one real exit. It's through the tunnel. Unless you want to go around, and I'll show you a map here. You want to go actually north just to go south on the 580, but you're going to encounter the same type of traffic. That wouldn't make any sense. You could take the Grizzly Peak, or the Fish Ranch Road exit, right? To Grizzly Peak, but then you're going to encounter people with the same idea, trying to avoid the 24 tunnel.
The developments that have happened, that have been built in Concord and Pittsburgh, has resulted in the backup in 24 and Highway 4. And it's going to get worse, and the saving factor is BART. Yeah, mass transit is really the key, and if people use it, it'll lessen the density, All
right, con, because of the weather, because of the heat, I would say the extreme temperatures, and also just the geography of Lafayette, there are some neighborhoods that are more car-centric than others. So I have a friend who grew up in downtown Lafayette, which is central to the BART, all the amenities of Lafayette, and then this location, not the case, right?
No, we're 3 miles to the closest store, and so you have to drive to BART. That's a necessity if you wanted to not drive to the city.
Right, so I've heard that there can be, you talked about the PTA being very involved. Did you feel like if there could be a reality TV show, there would be one of like Real Housewives of Lafayette?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's always that pecking order, and I am not blonde. And
Oh, yeah. Hey.
diversity is an issue, but it's getting better.
Clicky soccer moms here.
Oh,
Clicky soccer
yeah.
moms.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The sports, it's interesting, yeah.
You get a lot of helicopter moms.
Oh
who get
yeah,
to go to the
then
Olympics
maybe
or
it's
the
different
NCS.
now, but you know, when my kids were little, yeah, they all want to excel. They all want to go to, you know, Ivy League schools, and that was the competition. And it's interesting. I was walking my dog yesterday. Oh, you know, 2021 graduate. You know how
Yeah.
they have a flag in front of their school,
Yeah.
and then it also showed where that kid is going to school. So they had like a Yale flag.
Wow. All right, that's it for the pros and cons of living in Lafayette in 2021. If you have any questions about moving to the East Bay, whether you're coming from another part of the United States or